Verizon Wireless laying off 13,000 people, largest layoff in history. This company used to be safe. People said this is a recession-proof company, but it doesn't look like it. When you eliminate 13% of the whole company, you know that there is trouble in paradise. And to top it all off, Verizon lost over 7,000 phone customer last quarter. And I'm going to be one of these people because in the next quarter, because I am done. They have increased my bill steadily every month now. For a few months, they just increased it, and I am fed up with it. And one of the key corporates here is that if they're laying off 13,000 people at Verizon, absolutely nobody's safe. And things are really, really getting dicey when you have to fire 13% of your company. And some of the corporates says that the turn rate of cell phone plans has just gotten too expensive. People can't do it. And so they're saying, I can't do it. Let's move on. And one of their solutions is, why don't you just take out a credit card? I'm seeing ads like this where just put it on a credit card. We do in-house financing or whatever kind of deal we got going on. So get your credit card as a BOGO and save some $20, $30 a line. And this is another corporate. Consumers are delaying upgrades because upgrading a phone now has become such a hassle. You have to put in all the new apps and then you have to put in all the new passwords and everything else. So people are keeping their phones for longer. And the debt stress is everywhere. Defaults are rising. And so people are like, I need to get an affordable phone plan. And Verizon is not that affordable. It is so ridiculously expensive. And when Americans are start cutting phone plans, money is gone and people can't even afford to stay connected. And when your phone plan is a few $100s a month, like I'm going to have this woman showing that her phone plan's supposed to be 100, but it's 349. She's basically working at 20 hours a week at $20 an hour. She's working for almost 20 hours. So she's basically working half a week just for her phone bill. And then you had car payments, you had all this other stuff, and you add rent, you add groceries, and it is just not suitable. This is why Verizon is losing subscribers. The people are leaving and going to other places. Growth of prepaid and postpaid plans. And it is funny that they see an increase in device payment plan defaults. So you're seeing that people can't keep their devices or that $1,600 iPhone, so they'll just default on that. And this is probably why they want you to take out their credit card. And T-Mobile said more and more customers are requesting payment extension this year because they just don't have the money. And AT&T reported lower revenue per user. That means that they're not going out adding tablets, adding lines, doing all that. No, they just don't have the money. And so what do? You got to switch to a lower cost carrier and you got to see how you can get those monthly bills down. And people aren't paying their phone bills anymore. They're calling it payment fatigue. AT&T and T-Mobile are both reporting more and more missed payments. And this is how it's going in the US economy. Phone bill delinquencies are becoming the new normal. Americans are choosing between groceries and cell phone plans. You see this one Verizon owned corporate store that they've might actually make a franchise because get the head count down, get some of that stuff, the rent, the payroll off of your books and put it on some franchisee and say, you know what, it's your problem now and keep it rolling. Verizon has been advertising their new co-branded credit card aggressively, even during layoffs. And in the middle of the Verizon layoff, and this is like the credit card mania where everybody and just every product has its own credit card. They want you to have your own credit card at Sam's Club. They want you to have your own credit cards at Home Depot. They want you to have their own credit cards at Verizon. They want you to have their own credit cards at Amazon Prime. You name it, everybody has their co-branded credit cards. Airline, and it is just getting out of hand. Everybody, for some reason, wants to just put you on a credit card and it is like the new app. Remember those days where everybody was like, you got to have an app now? And now everybody's kind of app fatigued because everything is just app, app, app. I feel like we're at the stage now where the same thing goes for credit cards, where everybody's like, get a credit card, get a home goods credit card, get whatever credit card, wherever you're at. Do you want to sign up for a credit card? And it is just getting out of hand. They don't want you to keep you as a customer. They want to turn you into debt. They're just trying to load up that credit card. And then if you can't pay, they'll just send you to collection. So if you got laid off and you just lost your job, they'll just say, sign up for the credit card. And yeah, you're going to be in more debt. And this is just the American drug, debt over debt over debt. And yeah, this isn't just Verizon, it's the whole country. Nobody is safe. No bill is affordable. No company is stable. So let's watch this lady crash out over her Verizon bill that's supposed to be affordable. And if you like content like this and you want to stay up to the trends, give me a like and subscribe. That would really help out my channel. And 80% of you guys are not subscribed to my channel. So here's some numbers for you. And let's watch this video.
I need somebody to tell me why. Our Verizon bill, me and my husband have a Verizon. We're on the same Verizon plan because we married. Our bill is like 102. It's supposed to be 102 a month. Why? Supposed to be 102 a month. Why is our like bill every month $378? We like everything is unlimited. There's no like we don't go over minutes, we don't go over text message, just unlimited. So what is the purpose of having a priced plan if that's not what we paying because y'all charging us way more? Who is y'all cell phone company through? I need to know because I'm over. Like, I don't have money to be paying this kind of money to these companies robbing people. Like, who does that? When, where, and why? I need to save money.
So she's actually not paying $349. She's actually paying $378 a month. And my bill went up from $150 to like $239. And I looked at it. It's because some of the credits expired, some of the deals I had connected to my cell phone plan expired. And then what is really starting to tack on some of my phone line is the fees. So guess how many fees I got on one of my lines? I got a Fed universal service charge. I got a regulatory charge. I got an admin and teleco recovery charge. I got an NV commerce tax surcharge. I got a UV universal service fund. I got the Clark County business license surcharge. And this I kid you not, these fees are just adding up, and it's like $20 that I'm just paying in these fees that they're not telling you when you sign up for these lines. They're like, afterwards we're just gonna keep adding them on. And yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 fees for 2 phone lines. Is this normal? Probably not. But this is why I gotta switch. And that brings out, oh, and then all of a sudden, there is some more taxes that I have to pay. Then there is a NV Telecom relay charge, and then there's NV State 998 fee. And yeah, so then there's taxes on top of that. So it is just getting to where it is so expensive, so unaffordable that people need to do something. And what Verizon tells you that they're thinking is a good idea is save up to $20 with autopay and use the Verizon free Visa card. And this is their problem to their solution. But yeah, Americans can't pay their bills. It is absolutely crazy. And everywhere you go, just sign up for a credit card. This is the solution to everybody's problem. And when you're thinking about $378, that used to be a car payment. 5, 6, 8 years ago, you could have gotten a used car for that. Now it is your cell phone bill. Let that sink in. So when I stress my viewers to get out of debt, to get your house paid off, to do all that, it is so if you're going to get fired, it doesn't really matter to you because like Tucker Carlson or not, he's going to say to you what happened to him at Fox News. And I saw this clip on TikTok and I was like, this is what I tell people all the time. If you're out of debt, you can just say, you know what? I am done. I don't need to do that.
I just feel like getting out of debt was the biggest psychological change that ever happened to me, really. It's like, I'm my own man. I own my house. That's when I started like telling the truth so much they fired me. I paid off my mortgage. It's like, yeah, I have no mortgage. What are you going to do about it? Fire me? Yeah.
So, like it or not, this is a message that you should also follow in your own life. If you have no debt, you have your house paid for, there's not a lot that they can do to come after you because you're basically living within your means and you got your house paid off. Maybe you got your car paid off, and all of a sudden you're living pretty good. But if you keep subscribing to new debt, new credit cards, and then all of a sudden you constantly need to make more money. If you're living above your means, and this is a very controversial topic for Americans, it shouldn't be a bipartisan deal. I think getting out of debt should just be common sense. You get out of it, and you can then live really nicely and have spare money left over. You can go travel, you can do things. But if you're constantly getting new cars, new phones, you get new credit cards, you're going to go to Macy's, you're going to spend more, you're going to get new phones, you're going to do all that. All of a sudden, you're constantly in that mindset that you need to make more money. You need to go out and do more. And that is just exhausting. It's tiring. So, one of the best advices that I can give you is try to work on it and get out of debt. Because you can just look at Dave Ramsey, type in your age, and say, what call a Dave Ramsey, and you see people in their 60s or 70s calling him up. I'm lost. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm 65. I'm 7-year old, and I literally have nothing to my name besides a huge car loan. And this is the problem. You've put off so much, taking responsibility of your own life so long down the road that it's like, okay, let's face the consequences, let's face the music, let's stop living like Congress and start acting like adults and responsibility. But like I said, it's controversial. People are going to say, oh, you're a Democrat. Oh, you're a Republican in the comment section. I think that doesn't have to do with Republican or Democrat. I think that just has to do with financial common sense. And if you're down on your luck and you need to take it out, it's way easier if you don't already have a shit ton of debt. If you already have way too much debt, they're going to be really hesitant to give it to you. And this is another thing that I learned. When you really need debt, when you really need money, nobody is willing to give it to you. But on the other hand, if you don't need it, banks are going to be like, hey, you want some money? You want some money? We offer you this. We offer you 5% APR on your savings account. Just wire us over 5, 6, or $10,000, and you start making interest. And then there's other people that are defaulting that have to pay that. And this is what Albert Einstein said. You've seen it. So make sure that you're on the right side of this equation when it comes to that, because it's nice driving nice cars and it's nice having the nicest stuff all the time, but then you constantly need to make more money. The same goes with student loans. And I didn't tell you yesterday because yesterday it was cold, I was stressed out, I had to go to work, and so the video wasn't that good. But on that video, I should have said, if you want to go to college and do it, you should find a way how one employer will pay for your college. Find a way how you can get it at no cost. Work at Starbucks, do something, work at Walmart or Home Depot or one of these huge corporations that has some perk where they give you tuition reimbursement so you don't have to pay, and you can then say, I got a degree and I did not pay for it while I gained experience. But then again, some people just say, I'm gonna deal with it way later on in life, and then comes to find out they're 60, 70 years old and they're still dealing with stuff they should have taken care in their 30s. And this is what Americans can do, because this is a free country and everybody can do whatever they want to do. And some people choose to just put their head in the sand and just not talk about it. And this was my grandma. And this is how I know how some people just are, because they just don't want to talk about it. They ignore it. And my own family members also never talked about it. They just thought that if I'm going to ignore it, it's going to go away. But personally, I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. If you want to look at it at a truthful, honest way, you need to have these conversations. You need to have these conversations with your kids and say, this is my financial situation. I could have done better, but I did these mistakes. But when you ask people, they never ever want to tell you the mistakes they done. They're always prideful and say, haha, me, I did everything great. Comes to find out they're buried in debt because they constantly went out, financed new cars, did this, did that, and then they're in their 60s and retirement non-existent. And so this is super, super important conversations to have. And yeah, this is what I make YouTube videos about. So people can educate their kids, can educate their friends and say, you know what, we should have these conversations. Because if you start having all kinds of conversations about that relationships and how the economy's going, and all of a sudden you might feel like, hey, we're not doing so good. Because I know some of you guys in the comment section are like, my area is great. The area is packed. And I always say, people, just because it's packed doesn't mean that people actually have the money. I've met people that said, oh, what are you going to do if an emergency? It's, oh, I have a $40,000 credit limit. And when you hear people say that, it's just like, wow, $40,000 credit limit isn't a flex. If you don't have those 40 grand set aside, having a 40,000 credit limit is like you can take out a loan for that. And so, and then if you spend those 40 grands, you're actually in the whole 40,000, so you're negative. And so then there's other people in my comment section that saved a few $1,000s, and other people in my comment section knocking them, saying that this is not good enough. And I say, everybody has their own journey, and you got to start somewhere. It's everybody on their debt payoff journey on of becoming a millionaire needs to save the first $1,000, the first $3,000, the first five, the first 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200, and it goes like that. Nobody besides winning the lottery can just go and all of a sudden you're a millionaire. So let me know what you guys think about all that. But yeah, this was some advice about paying off your debt, trying to better yourself, trying to get that better sleep at night. Because if shit's gonna get real and these credit card companies are starting to text you, hey, you need to pay up. And I have another video that's gonna come up where credit card companies are suing people. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I will show you that one. And I bet you all these people in that video that I'm gonna show were thinking, oh, I'm just gonna worry about it later on till you get sued. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.